Hi! In this video, I'll show you how I build this landing page step by step in Aura using a website design as an image reference. I'll also show you a few different ways you can start a project in Aura using a predefined options. And once the initial design is generated, you'll be able to see how I go through the actual iteration process. So this is not just a one prompt demo. It's more like the real workflow of building and refining a landing page. The inspiration for this landing page came from Dribble. The style is Brutalist, or at least inspired by Brutalist web design. So instead of a soft, polished SAS layout with rounded cards everywhere, it uses big typography, strong contrast, and a very direct layout, and not too many colors. So this is the design I chose for this demo. Here, the main things I want to keep are the black and white palette, the oversized text, and the rough editorial feeling, and the way the images sit inside the layout. I'm going to download this design and use it as an image reference. Save images to download. And just to be clear, the goal is not to recreate an exact copy. I want to use the visual direction, but turn it into a different landing page with its own brand, copy, images, and sections. Let's get started. Now I'm going to head over to aura.build. Aura is an AI website builder that focuses a lot on the design workflow. It's built by a designer, and you can feel that in the way that the tool is structured. There are a lot of templates created by a community of designers, so you can use those for inspiration or as a starting point. And there are also different ways to start building a landing page. I'm going to go through the options quickly because for this video, I want to focus mainly on the image reference workflow. One way to start is with the prompt builder. On the left side, you can adapt from a template or from HTML code. You can choose different layout types, pick a design style, set a theme, choose an accent color or background color, and even choose your font pairing. You can also define some animations from the beginning, which is nice because you don't have to describe everything manually. And at the bottom right, you have the short instruction snippets that you can add to your prompt. I like this because sometimes you know what you want, but you don't know the exact wording. So these snippets can give you ideas or help you describe something more clearly. Another option is to start from a design system. You can select a design system from a source and use that as a foundation for the project. I'm not going to go over all the details in this video. This could be its own workflow. You can also choose the type of project that you want to build. There is HTML and JavaScript or React and Vite. The React project is still in beta, so for this video, I'm going to keep things simple and use HTML. In the model selector, you can choose the model you want to use. There are different models here like Gemini, GPT, and Claude. Aura also has this @reference feature where you can reference different things like design system, components, such as section or a button, templates, skills, and so on. You can also attach an image as reference. Another approach is to import an existing website URL. Last but not least, you can import a Figma design. Just paste the URL of your Figma frame here and set your personal access token. So there are quite a few ways to start. For this project, I'm going to use the attachment feature. I'll import the screenshot of the full landing page. You can describe as much as you want in a prompt, but in this case, the image does a lot of the work. It shows the layout, spacing, typography, colors, and overall feeling much better than I could describe in a few sentences. I'll keep the project as HTML and leave the model as Gemini 3.1 Pro. Before generating, I want to add a few extra prompt instructions, so I'm going to open the prompt builder. One important option here is change text, names, and numbers. I want to select this because I don't want Aura to recreate an exact copy of the attached landing page. I want the structure and visual direction, but not the same brand or same content. Then I'm going to scroll to the bottom and add a mask staggered word reveal animation with GSAP scroll trigger. This makes the words in a sentence appear sequentially on scroll. GSAP is a high-performance JavaScript library for smooth animations. Then I'll add another prompt instruction for a similar but enhanced animation using GSAP. Add to prompt. When I add this to the prompt, Aura understands that I'm referring to a specific animation technique, and it suggests adding the related GSAP skill to the prompt. I'll accept it. Another skill I'd like to add is Aura Asset Image. This one. This landing page contains a lot of the images, and I don't want to use generic Unsplash images if I can avoid it. However, I'm going to paste my full starter prompt, which I improved it further with ChatGPT. That's how I like to do it. It says to create the UI as closely as possible to the image reference. I think that should be inferred from the attachment, but I still like to make it explicit. The prompt specifies the Brutalist design direction because I want to keep it true to the original design intent. Then I'll generate. Alright, the generation has completed. Before looking at it, I want to quickly expand the starter prompt. You can see that it's not just the text I wrote. Aura inserted the reference skills with all of the instructions. Here you can see GSAP web animation skill. If you go down a little bit more, you should see the Aura asset images for design mockup skills also. That's a lot of instructions. Now let's look at the generated page. This is very nice. I mean, it's pretty close to the original landing page. It has the big, bold typography, the same black and white color scheme, and the inverted text color over the background image. It doesn't generate exactly the same as the landing page, but that's actually a good thing because we don't want a copycat. If I scroll down, you can already see some animations taking place. So those are entrance animations. What's different from the inspiration is that because we're building a real landing page, the page has to follow a grid system at first. So if I switch to design mode, you can see those grids. Of course, I could manually change the position of these elements and make it closer to the reference, but that would take more effort. For this video, I'll leave the main structure as it is and focus on refining it. Let's go back to preview. So, if you're not happy with the generated first draft, you can restart it. As simple as that. But if you're happy with the direction, then from here you iterate. You fix mistakes, add animations, change text and images, add sections, and keep shaping the page until it feels right. The first thing I want to do is to change the brand identity of this page. Right now, some of the text use this cyberpunk system error kind of language. That doesn't really make sense here. This is supposed to be a creative agency studio. So I'm going to paste this prompt to alter all the text. Much better. The text makes more sense now. Mobile app, UI, UX design, graphic design, web development, the project names, start a project. This is for a design studio. The next thing I like to fix is the animation on the hero title. When I start scrolling, it creates this big gap between visual and culture. They are already a little too far apart, and it gets worse as I scroll further. The words move toward the edges of the viewport, and they start getting cut off. So I'm going to ask Aura to fix the unscroll animation for the hero title, but keep the overall visual style the same. I just want the animation to stay readable and not break the layout. Let's see if that got fixed. Beautiful. There's no more jump in the text positions, and the animation is smoother now. There's continuity to it. Next, I'd like to update some text, mainly the brand name. For small and simple changes, I like to edit manually, either in design mode or code mode. That way, I'm saving myself some prompts and credits, and it also gives me more control over tiny details. So I'm going to go to code mode. I'm going to change the brand name to Off-Grid Studio. Command F to search. I'm gonna find all occurrences of studio and insert Off-Grid. Then I want to update the project names. For example, instead of Aura, I'll use Atelier, and then here, Signal Grid. I'm also going to remove the FAQ link from the navigation because I don't think it needs to be there. This line, yeah, the whole A tag. And lastly, I'll change this one. Manipulate, Command F, manipulate. I change the whole sentence to this one. It's okay if it's uppercase. Don't forget to save, and it's going to save a snapshot on the chat panel and even resumes your changes. Let's preview this. Okay, this is fine. The fact is gone. This sentence is updated, and there you go. Next up, I want to add animations to the selected works images. These ones. Right now, there's none. The way this section is laid out with the headline at the top and the image at the bottom kind of reminds me of a projector. So what I'm thinking is when the project comes into view, the image should animate like a projector screen scrolling down. It should feel connected to the layout, not just like a random animation added on top. I'm going to prompt Aura to add that effect. Okay, let's see the new animation on the project cards. There you go. This is exactly what I wanted. Great. So I made a few manual edits to fix some spacing and position issues, as you can see in the snapshot here. For example, in these cards, the project names were cut off at the edges of the screen, so I made sure to make them have enough spacing on the left and on the right. Now, I'm not sure if you have noticed it, but the last section before the footer is the FAQ. So it's missing the testimonials and the contact sections. So this is the original landing page. This is the testimonial section, and this is the contact us section. So we're gonna add that next. I'm gonna prompt for it. And again, I'll be using the GSAP scroll trigger animation. Generate. Okay, it's done. Let's check them out. This is the new testimonial section. It has the smooth text reveal animation. And below is the contact us section. The copy on the title and on the button is off. We'll fix that. So for a real landing page, those sections are pretty important. The testimonials help build trust, and the contact section gives people a clear next step. Notice that these new sections follow the same design direction as the rest of the page. I want to replace the standard text reveal animation on the testimonial codes with something more specific. Because of the layout, let me close this menu so you can see better. The title is on the left and the quotes are on the right. I'm thinking a drawer effect on pin scroll. The quotes should feel like paper sliding up into a stack, one after another, instead of just fading in like normal text. All right, let me paste in my prompt and regenerate. Let's see if AI is able to follow my vision. Let me scroll down. Here we go. I'm scrolling. Nice. You see, that's a drawer effect. Okay, now the pin is released and I'm able to scroll down further. That's it. Next, I'm going to update all the images. To do so, go to Design Mode and click on the image you want to update. Here, it's important to make sure I'm selecting the actual image element. This popover helps you target a specific element or section. Then I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. Under the image section, click on Image, and a background image menu appears. Right now, the image URL is set to an Aura asset. If I want to change it, I can browse images from Aura, Unsplash, My Images that I've already imported or that I've generated. For this project, I'll use images from Aura's asset library. What's cool is that Aura suggests images that have the same aspect ratio as the actual image. So the replacement actually fits the layout better. One thing I suggest though is to first go to the assets page. It's easier to preview the images in big screen. Then you can search for the style or theme you want, copy the name and paste it back here. So let me update the first one. Search. This is the image I chose for the hero card. Great. Now I'll do the same for all the other images. It looks like this one is hard to get to the image element, so I'm gonna go to the layers panel, type image, and then click on, right, I found it. Okay, so this one is an image. This one I want to replace with. Okay, next. All done, save. I just added an entrance animation to the FAQ section. To finish up the project, I'm going to prompt Aura to add the navigation links and footer links and connect them to the respective sections. Right now, they don't go anywhere. Oh, wait a second. This one jumps to the top of the page. So, prompt, anchor all sections and connect them to the navigation menu links and footer links. Just very simple. After all, this is a landing page, so the navigation has to work. It's a small thing, but it makes the page feel much more complete. The modifications are done. I'll quickly test the links and make sure each one scrolls to the right section. Good. all works fine for the navigation links. Let's go to the footer links. Nice. Everything is fine. So this is the final version, guys. We now have the Off-Grid Studio brand, updated copy, a cleaner hero animation, animated project images, a testimonial, a contact section, and working navigation links. It's clearly inspired by the original Brutalist reference, but it feels like its own landing page now. And that's really the point of this workflow. The image reference gives you a strong starting point, but the final result comes from the iterations after that. That's it, guys. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, you can like and subscribe. I'll leave the link to this template in the description box below. See you next time.